Okay, Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, wa kafa, wa salamun ala ibadihi alladhina istafa, ma ba'd. So, we talked about the sifat and the aqeedah of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah when it comes to the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the sifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And now the author is talking about the al-waasitiyyah hadhil al-waasitiyyah Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, al-waasitiyyah hadhil umam. Okay, how do you translate to Jalnakum ummatan wasata? Middle nation. Balanced, okay. Okay, so now the Shaykh Al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah, the author, he says that هذه الأمة وسط بين الأمم في العبادات وغيرها. Meaning this ummah of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the middle ummah, meaning it is a balanced ummah when you compare with the other ummah. In comparison to other ummah, you find that this ummah is on the right path and it is very balanced. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا. And being ummah wasat means it is the best nation as well. كُنْتُمْ خَيْرَ أُمَّةٍ أُخْرِجَتْ لِلنَّاسِ تَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَتَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. In this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that you are the best nation. Okay? And مثال كونها وسطا في العبادات. For example, how this ummah, meaning when we are saying ummah, we mean the whole ummah, the follower of Islam, those who believe in Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Shaykh Al Uthaymeen has given some examples how Islam and the Muslims are in the middle. For example, take the ibadat. When it comes to the acts of worship, ما رفعه الله عن هذه الأمة من الحرج والمشقة اللذين كان على من قبلهما فهذه الأمة إذا أدموا الماء تيمموا وصلوا. Okay, بينما الأول لا يصلون حتى يجدوا الماء ولا يصلون إلا في أمكنة معينة. ومثال كونه وسطا في غير القصاص في القتل كان مفروضا على اليهود وممنوعا عند النصارى. Okay, so he's giving an example of Islam and the followers of Islam being in the middle. When it's come to the ibadat, for example, you see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has lifted many difficulties or removed many difficulties. The previous nation, it was especially on the Jews and Bani Israel, they had to come to the mosque in order to offer the prayer. They were not allowed to pray in their homes or so it was a difficult issue. For example, if you are far away, if you are traveling, or if you are sick, still it was mandatory upon them to come and pray. And wudu was not, tayammum was not allowed. So hardship, meaning there were many hardship. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala imposed hardship? Because they were giant as well, meaning they were rebellious. The attitude of Bani Israel was rebellious. They gave even hard time to their Prophet Musa alayhi salam. When they said, go you and your Rabb get engaged in the jihad, we are not going to fight. Okay, so because of that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make things harder. And for this ummah, many things Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it balanced and made it easier. Do wudu if there is no water available or you cannot use for one reason or other, do tayammum. And praying in the mosque is obligatory or close to be obligatory. But if you have excuse, pray wherever you are. The whole masjid, whole earth has been made masjid. As for the qisas, another example of this ummah being in the middle or balance, in the qisas, upon Yahud, the qisas was obligatory. Only option was qisas. If someone has killed, and the murderer need to be executed. Life for life. There was no ransom. Okay, and in the Nasara, as for the Christians, they don't have the concept of qisas, either ransom or forgiveness. Is it clear now? So in one millah, only option was qisas. In other millah, other religion, the qisas was prohibited. Mean no life for life, either take ransom or forgive. And in Islam, both options are open, depending upon the relatives or of the one who has been killed. If they forgive altogether, that's fine. And if they say no, we forgive partially, we take the ransom. Okay, we don't demand the blood of the murderer, but we take the ransom. Even in the ransom, the fidya that is called. Fidya is called fidya, isn't it? Qisas and fidya. Even in the fidya, if the relatives of the one who has been killed, they can forgive altogether, or they say, okay, we take fidya about 50%. You don't have to give 100 camels, just give 50 or 25, whatever. It is up to them. And in Saudi, the qisas is established, meaning you see when the day is fixed for someone for his life to be taken because he has killed and it has been established, you see that until the last minute, especially the women of the murderer, they keep asking and keep begging until the last second, hoping that they may show mercy. And especially, let's say, the mom or sisters or wife of the one who has murdered. Okay, until the last minute, even though the guy has been taken and the jallad is ready and the qisas the time has been announced and everyone is in the area, but until the last minute they keep begging and keep asking for mercy. Okay, so things have been made easier for this ummah. Okay, so that is the that is wasatiyyah of Islam and the followers of Islam. And for example, another example you can give how it is in the middle. For example, take the Jews. They have knowledge but they don't act. That's why they call it غير المغضوب عليهم. And the other one, they act based upon jahala, meaning the rabbis and rahbaniyya and the rituals. Meaning yes, they exert themselves or make serious effort in practicing, especially those rabbis. I'm not sure still they do it now or not, but most of their actions based upon jahala, meaning they have no knowledge, and those ahkam didn't been imposed upon them by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And compare Islam, meaning in Islam you need to have actions, not like the Jew just have knowledge without action, and not only actions based upon ignorance. You need to have dalil as well. You need to have dalil. So Islam combines between them two, meaning knowledge is also required and action as well. As for the Jew, they have knowledge, no actions, and Nasara, they may act or perform rituals based upon ignorance, no dalil. Okay, so that's a little bit wasatiyyah of Islam. Now he's talking that the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, among the followers of Islam, they are in the middle. Now what he's saying, first he talked about the Islam and the followers, that they are balanced in the middle among the other religions or the followers of other religions. Now he's saying among those Muslims, those who attribute themselves to Islam, among them Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah is the wasatan bayna firaq al-ummah, meaning when you compare, they are in the middle part, they are the balanced one. And he gives the example, Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah wasatun bayna firaq al-ummah. Okay, are there more than one firqa in Islam? Yes, Prophet ﷺ mentioned in authentic hadith that Jews have been divided into 71 and Nasara in 72 groups, and Muslim will be divided into 73. Meaning we may not be aware, we may not have seen those people following this sect, that sect. Generally speaking, we are aware of Hanafiya, we are aware of what we say, Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, Ahlul Hadith or Salafiyya, and Barilwiyya as well. These are the few sects that we are aware, but they are more than. And Shia as well, sorry. Shia as well, Rawafid and Shia, we know them. And you might have seen them as well. Okay, but Prophet ﷺ said that this ummah will be divided into 73. Kulluha fin nar illa wahida. All of them will be in hell, na'udzubillah, and we seek refuge in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala except for one. The companion said, who these people are, O Messenger of Allah? Firqa Najiyah, mean the saved sect. Prophet ﷺ said, Man kana ala mithli ma ana alayhi wa ashabi. Those who follow the religion upon which I am and my followers are. Meaning the same aqeedah, same manhaj and same methodologies. Okay, now he has explained how Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah are in the middle path between the two extremes. Okay, one is called ifrat and another is called tafreed. How do you say in English? Ifrat is the one extreme, the other one is laxity. How do you say? Laxity. Okay, meaning being too extreme, excessive, and being too relaxed. So Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah is in between. And now he explains, pay attention how Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah are in the middle path between the two extremes. Fi usul khamsa, he has mentioned 5 usul. He said in those 5 principles you find Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah are in the middle path, neither this extreme nor the opposite one. What those 5 usuls are? Asma'ullah wa sifati. He says regarding the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his attributes. So regarding the names of Allah and his attributes, you find Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah follow the middle path among the Muslims, among the different sects of Muslims. So how they are in the middle path? Can anyone explain the Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, the aqeedah, when it comes to Allah's asma and sifat? It is in the middle, neither this extreme nor the other extreme. Okay, for example, you find many people many sects deny the asma and sifat. Okay, there are many sects who deny the sifat and they come up with their own explanation. So that is one extreme. And the other extreme is Ahlut Tashbih, those who go excessive in affirming the sifat, and they say Allah's sifat are na'udzubillah like the human being sifat. His hand is like humans. Okay, or his hearing is like the way we hear. Obviously it's not. So you find Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, they believe in the names of Allah and they believe in the attributes. Neither they deny like Ahlut Ta'til and Muharrif and Mu'awwila do, Ash'ira, Maturidiyya and Mu'tazila and so on and so forth. Neither they go other extreme in affirming those sifat and believing them they are like the creatures. So it is in between. You are affirming, but at the same time you are negating the similarity. You are not saying not that you are not saying, they say Allah's sifat are not like human or any other creature's sifat, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clearly said Laysa kamithlihi shay wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad, and so on and so forth. So Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah yuthbitunaha bila tashbih. So Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah are in the middle between this extreme and the other extreme when it's come to asma and sifat. That's clear? So now he's talking about the wasatiyyah of Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah among the different Farrukh of Islam. He says they are in the middle path, especially in the 5 principles. One is names and attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, the other issue, other important matter in which Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah follow the middle path is the qaza and qadar. What qaza and qadar means? How do you say? Predestination. Yes, qaza and qadar, predestination. So Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah are in the middle path when it's come to the qaza and qadar. Okay, so you find there are Jabriyah, a sect called Jabriyah, one extreme, and the opposite extreme are the Qadariyah. And Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, you find they are in the middle, neither this extreme nor the other extreme. Okay, what about the Jabriyah? Okay, Jabriya, alladhina humul Jahmiya, atba'ul Jahm ibn Safwan. Jabriya, and they are the Jahmiya as well, followers of Jahm ibn Safwan. They say that inna al-abda majburun ala fi'li. They say that a human being is forced to do something. He hasn't got a free will. Whatever he's doing, he's not doing out of his choice. It is written, it is forced upon him. Okay, and they give the example. They say when someone has this shivering, not uncontrolled shivering, meaning happens. Okay, they say, look, it's the same way that whatever you are doing, you are not doing out of your own choice or own ikhtiyar, rather it is forced upon you. And another example they give, they say like a dead body. Like a dead body, a dead body for those who are giving ghusl. Those who are giving ghusl for a dead person, what they do? They will toss and turn whichever we seek well-being and afiyah and sitr from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Those who are giving bath, you can see them. The body is there and it is you who turn this way or the other way or whichever way you want to give ghusl. 3-4 people together, they give ghusl, and that's how they give this example. So our human beings who are living and making decisions are same as the dead body. Another example, see the extreme, they say it's like a feather in the storms. A feather in the storms. What happens to the feather? It will go the direction which if the wind is coming from the east to west, so obviously it is on the mercy of the wind, it will go wherever the strong wind wants to take. So they say that's how the human being are. I mean, it is written, and whatever is written is forced. Okay, obviously it is absolutely rubbish. It doesn't make sense as well. It doesn't make sense as well. If someone does wrong to you, you will held responsible to him for his action. You will held responsible for his action. You can't say, look, it was written that I did, sorry. Even you don't need to say sorry if it is you are forced. So that's why someone went to one of these leaders of the Jabriya and committed adultery with his wife. Okay, Nazullah. And when the guy came, got angry, he said, "Why are you getting angry for? Don't you believe that every action that we do is forced?" If you have another one, allow me. If you have second one, let me. So he taught a lesson to him. I mean, this is unnatural. If someone comes and does something wrong and steals money or what we say violates the honor and dignity of your household women, so no one is going to accept. Against the fitrah. Okay, so, and the other extreme is? Okay, what is the other extreme regarding the qaza and qadr? Qadriya, what do they say? La qadr, na'uzubillah. They say nothing is written. وَأَنَّ الْأَمْرَ أُنُفٌ. And this,
like you're creating your own action.
You're creating your own action, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not know what you're going to do until you do it. And when you're doing something, yes, that's it, when the procedure and process started. Allah does not know before it is done, and neither it was written. And some of them may say Allah may know what you are doing, but it's not written and neither planned by Him. Okay, وَأَنَّ الْأَمْرَ أُنُفٌ. And the famous hadith of Sahih Muslim, the first hadith, two tabi'in. The first hadith of Sahih Muslim, Himyari and I don't know, Subhanallah, Zakira Kathira Matakhun. Okay, Abdul Rahman al-Himyari or someone, and other tabi, they came looking for a companion when they came for Hajj or Umrah. Because at the Hajj and Umrah, especially Hajj, meaning all Muslims, generally speaking, they come and perform Umrah. So when they came for Hajj, they said, let's find a companion from whom we can discuss the issue. And all of a sudden they spotted Abdullah ibn Umar. And they went to him and they said, look, Sahabi Rasul, companion of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they have appeared some people in our area, okay, and they are the followers of what we said, Ma'bad al-Juhani and Jaham ibn Safwan, who they are saying, then they mention some people appear and they say they believe that there is nothing written, there is no qadr. What was the answer of Abdullah ibn Umar? He mentioned the hadith of Jibreel, and then he said, go tell them I'm free from them and they are free from me. And none of the actions are going to be accepted until they believe in the qadr. They say, لَوْ أَنَّ أَحَدَهُمْ أَنْفَقَ مِثْلَ أُحُدٍ ذَهَبًا مَا قَبِلَهُ اللَّهُ مَا تُقُبِّلَ مِنْهُ. Meaning, if someone were to spend the, what we say, meaning gold equivalent to the weight of the Mount Uhud in the charity, is not going to be accepted until you believe in the qadr. And it's not only Abdullah ibn Umar made the statement, some other companions, so it looks like they have heard something from Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So that is one extreme, Qadariyah, and they say that your actions are what we say, you have done it, nothing was pre-planned or nothing was written, and Allah only comes to know when you have done so. That's also wrong. That's also absolutely wrong, because you are denying those ahadith and nusus which says that everything is written in advance, 50,000 before the creation of the heavens and the earth. I mean, as soon as Allah created the pen, He said, write, and the pen said, what should I write to Allah? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspired him, said, write everything that is going to happen. Okay? And there are a number of verses in the Quran as well. Any verse, boys? كل شيء بقدر. Okay, that's the Khalq one regarding the predestination. In the Surah Qamar, كل شيء وكل شيء خلقناه بقدر. Okay, من ما أصابكم من مصيبة في الأرض ولا في أنفسكم إلا في كتاب من قبل أن نبراه. See, any problem that you suffer or you face within yourself or to other people, or something happens, إلا في كتاب من قبل, it is already written before you have been created. That is in the Surah Hadid. Okay, and this Jibreel al-Islam, when he came in human form, he asked Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what is the iman? And Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned all those six. وَبِالْقَدْرِ خَيْرِهِ وَشَرِّهِ. Okay, but does that, yes, believe in qadr does not mean that we are forced and we haven't given choice. Everyone realize that what you do, you are doing out of your choice. Okay. Yes, meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives وَكِتَابٍ مَسْتُورٍ. Okay, maybe it not refers to the taqdeer, but there are other verses and other ahadith clearly. Okay, so where the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, they are in between. Neither they're denying the qadr, nor they are saying you are forced to do everything. So it is in between. They say everything is written, but at the same time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has knowledge and has got written, and He wills something to happen, and He has created the ability for you to do. Okay, but when you are doing, you don't know what is written. You're doing out of your choice. You're not doing because this is something written for. You only come to know when something happens. You only come to know about what was written when the things take place. Before that, you have no knowledge what was written for you, what's not written. And when it's come to the worldly affairs, you don't rely upon the written. You prepare your CV, you go and what we say, attend the interview, and you do all those things. So when it comes to the religion, why you have to rely upon qadr? Okay, so that is the second principle where Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah are in the middle between the Qadariyah and Jabriyah. Okay, the third important matter in which Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah follow the middle path and the balanced path is fi bab wa'idillahi, bab wa'id and wa'd bain al-murji'ah wal wa'diyyah min al-qadariyah. Okay, when it's come to wa'd and wa'id, what wa'd and wa'id means? Wa'd means the promise that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made, that if you do this you will get that, and wa'id is the threat that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has issued, that if you do this, this is the punishment. وَمَنْ قَتَلَ مُؤْمِنًا مُتَعَمِّدًا فَجَزَاهُ. This is the example of wa'id. So we say nususul wa'id. Again, pay attention boys. Nususul wa'id. What nususul wa'id means? The ayat and ahadith that speaks about the punishment, threat that Allah and His Messenger has issued regarding the actions. Meaning if you do this, yes, that is the punishment. If you do that, this is the punishment. Okay, the ayah, complete the ayah. وَمَنْ قَتَلَ مُؤْمِنًا مُتَعَمِّدًا فَجَزَاهُ جَهَنَّمْ خَالِدًا فِيهَا وَغَضِبَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَلَعَنَهُ وَأَعَدَّ لَهُ عَذَابًا. And 5 things have been issued. That if someone kills a believer intentionally, this is the punishment. Okay, so these are called nususul wa'id. And the opposite one are called nususul wa'd, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised that if you say this, or if you do that, you will get this reward. For example, if you say La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu 100 times, this is the reward that you will get. Or the one who has done this, for him is the Jannah. Many hadiths you find that if someone has done this, he will be taken to the Jannah. These are called the nususul wa'd, meaning the textual evidence from the Quran and Sunnah in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised a reward in Jannah. Okay, so how do you go about these nusus, wa'd and wa'id? Yes? Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, they say, look, those promises that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made, if the conditions are met, yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to fulfill His promise. You will get what it has been said. For example, someone saying this is the reward he will get, so Allah will give you. As for the nusus al-wa'id, the punishment or the threat that has been issued, okay, is it going to be effective and going to be carried out regardless? No. Okay, so this is the punishment or threat that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has issued, and it is up to Him. It is up to Him. If He wants to fulfill then or carry on the threat, then He will do so, and if He wants, He can forgive. Okay, for example, the one yes, regarding the qatl we have mentioned, the one who kills the believer intentionally. So it doesn't mean that anyone who has killed, definitely this is the punishment that will be implemented upon him. Okay, Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, they say it is taht al-mashiyyah, meaning it is connected with Allah's will and His decision. The punishment can be implemented on few individuals if Allah wills, and may not be implemented if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to forgive. The forgiveness is also of 2 types. One is forgiving straight away. Okay, someone has stolen money or something. Okay, this is the punishment mentioned or threat issued. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can forgive straight away because he died upon Tawheed without any punishment. And the other type of forgiveness is, okay, meaning get punished in the hellfire for time being, and then those people will be taken out. So Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, they say anyone who died upon Tawheed and upon Iman and refraining from the kufr and shirk, okay, if he has committed some major sins, those are called usatul muwahidin. Usat is the plural of asi, usatul muwahidin. Okay, so what is regarding them? Even he has committed major sins, and those sins are what we say, demanding. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has, or Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has issued warning that if you do so, you will be punished, you will be taken to the hellfire. The one who breaks the ties cannot be taken to the Jannah. All of these are nusus of wa'id. Okay, so regarding them, Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah say they are, yes, these are the punishment Allah issued, but not necessarily He will implement. He may forgive to many people who died upon Tawheed and Iman. Straight away forgiveness. Or forgiveness after being tasting the punishment for a while from the hellfire. Okay, they don't say, again, they don't say that the person may not be punished at all. No, they say it is depending upon Allah, Allah's will. Some people may be punished and some people may be forgiven straight away or forgiven after a while. Okay, so that is the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. What about the extremists, this extreme or the other extreme? Yes? Who are the wa'idiyyah? Yes? Yes, James.
If you commit a major sin.
That's it.
Finish.
Yeah, that's it. If you commit the major sin, Khawarij says, yes, you have become a disbeliever and Nauzubillah, you stay in the hellfire for good. Mu'tazila says, he's not we don't say him believer, neither we call him disbeliever. He is in between. But again, the end result will be the same as the Khawarij. He has to stay in the hellfire for good. Okay? Is that clear now? So that is extreme. That is why they are called wa'idiyyah. Meaning they take the nusus in which the punishment has been issued or threat. And they ignore the other one. They ignore the other nusus in which Prophet ﷺ said anyone who has got zarra of the iman will be taken, item of the iman will be taken out of the hellfire. And after the shafa'a of the Prophet ﷺ and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mercy, those hadiths are well known and authentic. So they don't pay attention to those nusus of wa'd, just wa'id. Okay, Murji'a, Khawarij and Mu'tazila. Okay, can you see that Nauzubillah, they themselves, as if they are saying that about themselves, Nauzubillah, that they are going to thrown into the hell for good. Why so? Because who is there who cannot? Lying is a big sin, and backbiting is big sin, kabair. There are many kabair. Sometimes you speak about someone and without realizing that it is backbiting. So even them, Mu'tazila and Khawarij. Okay, what's the other opposite? So these are the wa'idiyyah. Who are the wadiyyah?
The benefit of thinking like that is because then you'll be very careful, right? Because you don't want to go to become a disbeliever. So you'll be very careful to backbite and those things. Right?
No, we say this is haram. That's not the way to ask. That's not the way to prevent people from the wrongdoing, to label them that you are kafir. No. Even if you are not kafir, let's say you are upon iman, but still we have been told not to backbite. The examples are given, and the nusus are there to say this is haram, and it is like the eating of the flesh of your dead brother's body, or from your dead brother's body or so. What happened? It may backfire. A person might have committed sin, and he say, I'm gone, there's no point me for praying or doing something good anymore, because I have stolen, unless he does tawbah. Even in the tawbah, shaitan may come and say, who knows your tawbah is accepted or not? Shaitan may come and portray that you have done tawbah, but where is guarantee? How do you know, how sure you are that it is accepted? It might have not been accepted, and you may go into the hellfire and stay for the good. No point for you to fasting. There's no benefit in you going for Hajj, and so on and so forth. So that's not the way to prevent people to say that, look, we say these are the kabair. Our Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, they have divided minor and major, and they say these are the kabair. Kabair means major sins. Okay, who are the opposite one? Who are the wadiyyah? We talked about this extreme, wa'idiyyah. Who are the opposite one?
Are they the ones that say they have the same iman as Jibreel?
How do you say? Our iman is like Jibreel's iman.
Yeah.
Okay, Murji'a. Murji'a is the another sect. They say Iman is one absolute. It cannot be more or less. If you have it or you don't have, if you have it, that's fine. Then the sins won't cause any damage or harm. Okay, there are different levels in this Murji'a. There are different levels among the Khawarij maybe. There are different levels among the Mu'tazila or Qadriya as well. I mean, some may be extreme, some may be in the middle, some may be. But so these are the Murji'a. They say once you have got Iman, which they say Tasdeeq, Amal is not part of the Iman. Okay? If you do good deeds, that's fine. And if you do bad deeds, they don't cause any harm to you. As long as you have got Iman, the major sins won't bring. That's also rubbish. So it is like saying you got a faith, yes, start doing this, start stealing, start robbing the banks, and start killing, and start, Nauzubillah. Islam doesn't want those. Okay, why they say so? Another dalil for the Wa'idiyah, Khawarij and Mu'tazila, they said, look, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has threatened. He said, if you do this, this is the punishment. And if you say that is not necessary to be implemented, it means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is breaking his promise. Inna Allah yajibu alayya aqlan an yu'adhib al-asina. So how do you answer this? Okay, look, one beautiful point scholars have said. They said if you make promise that you are going to give someone a reward or money or something good, then obviously you have to fulfill. Okay, let's say if you have issued a warning that if you are absent, you won't be allowed to enter next time. And if the teacher is still allowing the person, is he doing good or bad? I mean, breaking your promise when it's come to the punishment and threats also, is it good or bad? Good. It is good. Okay, you said that, look, I won't allow you to do this.
Shows mercy.
Yes, you're showing mercy and you're not implementing the threat also. But when you are saying that, look, I will give you this wa'd and obviously there you have to fulfill, otherwise you will be regarded as mean. But I mean, the other sense, it is opposite. The one who is strict and he says one mistake, you're out. Okay, and if you start implementing, people think he is harsh. And if you let the person, even though he has done one mistake, whatever the threat was issued, it will be regarded as a praiseworthy. Okay, so even though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has issued a threat, our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, let's say, has informed, so yes, they are meaning there's nothing to say that it is mandatory upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to implement. He is Ghafoor and He is Rahim. He can forgive straight away. It is up to Him. Who are you to say that it is mandatory upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to do this and not to do that? Okay. Is half an hour, 40 minutes past, or still? Okay, then the famous verse, Inna Allah la yaghfiru yushraka bihi wa yaghfiru ma duna, that is also dalil for Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. And the ahadith of the shafa, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam will do the shafa, and many people of the hellfire will be taken. So much so that after, meaning number of shafa he will do, and the last people will be taken, those who have an item weight of iman.
Mustard seed.
If they haven't committed kufr and shirk. Okay, may Allah keep us away from all form of kufr and shirk, minor and major, apparent and hidden. Okay, shall we stop here?
Yeah.
Okay, subhanakallah wa bihamdika.